It is tradition in the British Isles, Scotland, Ireland, to light a candle and to place it in the window. The candle is a sacred and symbolic light. The point of the candle is to lead a loved one home. It is the idea that starts the legend of the jack-o'-lantern. It is the sacred light that is a beacon for the souls of the dead to return home, to know that they are welcome. I know that the ferryman came for you today. I was beside myself this morning when I woke up, and I didn't know why. And I spoke about you. I spoke kind words. I did not know you had left. Later today, I got the call that you were gone. I will not cry over your death. I will not do it, because death is part of life. The measure of your life was made a long time ago. We cannot lament the inevitable. What we need to do is celebrate who you were and the echo of your life and its truth for generations yet to come. This is your Immram. This is your sacred voyage. I use that term because I consider you a Christian, and I think that's the appropriate term. You were one of the first father figures I had. You had your shortcomings. We all do. We do not harp on the shortcomings of the dead. There's no glory in it. There's no goodness in it. That doesn't mean we don't tell the stories and we don't learn lessons from them. That is not one of these times. This is a moment to share something positive. It is because of you that as a child, my 4th of July night skies were filled with the most glorious fireworks imaginable. And yes, you got them at work, taking them from people who weren't supposed to have them, because that was your job. And people can have a problem with that. I don't care. You were the toughest human being I think I've ever met. In fact, I think you're only exceeded in your toughness and your bravery and your heart by your son, my cousin Brian, who was my first friend. And I am so thankful for him and my cousin Gina and my cousin Elena. I am thankful for them. I am thankful for you. Tough. Oh my God, you were tough. You had us convinced that there was nothing on earth that you couldn't stand in front of and vanquish. And that's the way it was. I remember in the mid-'80s at the Hanover Mall, where you became the first person, probably ever, at least in the United States, to break a baseball bat with your shin. Which was funny, especially because in your dojo, whenever we brought up the idea of breaking boards, you would always say, you're not going to get attacked by a board. You're going to get attacked by a person. Don't break boards. Learn how to fight. And stuff to that effect. You were gloriously crass in the most wonderful way. Some of your expressions I still use to this day, and they still have the same effect. Things like, I'm going to rip your liver out and pound it on your forehead. Fantastic. A little bit out there, but with a certain quality. I don't know. You inspired a love of fishing in me that has never gone away. And you taught me that when no one else seemed to have any understanding of it. And I could regale for hours with tales of who you were. Good, the bad, they're all you. And I could talk about how when you came home from Vietnam, and your mother told me about this, you put on your uniform to go downtown. Maybe because you had seen pictures of parades from World War II, and instead you were greeted with the weak and the ignorant spitting on you. I can't imagine how hard that was. I really can't. I can't imagine some of the decisions you had to make in your life. I also look at our young men and women in the military now, and I don't see enough improvement in their care. And it breaks my heart. I remember very distinctly, it's the late 80s, early 90s. And I am up visiting your farm in Maine. It's summer. And you worked all day. You worked in such a hot and brutal environment. I remember that it struck me that your boots literally were just caked with salt. And when I asked you what that was, you said, well, it's sweat. That you'd sweat through leather work boots every day like that. And I heard the conditions of the place in which you worked, and I was horrified. And you came home, and I was sitting out back, and you came out back and you sat down with me in the grass. And you showed me how people would take a piece of grass and stretch it between their thumb and blow. I already knew this trick. You used to teach this all the time. Didn't matter. And I watched you sit there and make this sound. And then you talked about how beautiful the world was, and how beautiful nature was. And for a moment you wept. Of all your strengths, that was the most powerful moment. I couldn't believe how this tough son of a bitch could cry in front of me and be okay with it. And you looked at me and said, hey, sometimes you cry. That's okay. Like, I know you didn't always feel that way. That was a profound influence on me. That this human being who I just thought was indestructible could be so human. And you did it a lot. You had your down moments. You had your tough moments. Later that day, we go for a ride in the car. And you left your vest in the car to run into the store. And on it, there was a patch. And that patch said, Agent Orange Health Club Life Member. his skull on it. I was naive. I didn't understand. And he came out, I said, "Can I get one of those?" And you said, "No, you don't want one of those." And you explained to me what Agent Orange was. I know that the ferryman has come for you. I know this. I know you're on a sacred journey now. And soon you will be with the rest of the ancestors. Where your mother and father are. And their mother and father. And their brothers and sisters. Generations and generations. I have no interest in joining you. But I hope that someday we will sit down in another world, maybe at a campfire at the end of the universe. And when we do, I ask two things of you. That you show me again how to take a blade of grass and make a call out of it. And I ask again for fireworks, but this time they're on me. I love you, Uncle John. Love you with all my heart. I hope to God, yours, mine, that you find peace. The peace that was so elusive in life. I don't ever want your heart to be weighed down again with sorrow. Leave it here. It won't do you any good in the next world. And while you were the protector of the family, rest assured we've got the watch. Thank you. Thank you so very much for the love and the joy and the hard lessons. The candle will stay lit for you. We love you.